I'm gonna start Ironbanner in just a minute, but oh, look at I already got someone here. Yeah, this is Destiny. Um, this is another game that I play. This one is I have to play like every day, but I haven't been playing a lot recently, so I'm just starting to get back in the hang of it. And Destiny 2 is coming out soon, and they said something about transferring characters over. So I want to max all my characters on this out before anything is over. You know what I mean? Before the second one comes out, I switch to that. Let me. Wow, I can hear myself talk. Not now. And we're gonna send it to friends. Dink, 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 dink. 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 Here. 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 I don't know if all these people are actually even interested, but hell, it's fun. These are just the people who watched yesterday, plus a few more, so you'll see. Anybody is interested, and then we'll start up Ironbanner. Alright, that's good enough. I could edit it so that the right side of the screen doesn't show up, but I kind of want to see what's going on. What's going on, Khalil? But I kind of want to see what people are saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna fire up Ironbanner here. Oh, you're good? That's good, man. That's good. How was City Hall? Should be starting any second now. Close is online, by the way. CPV. This dude right here is one of the best players I've ever. You don't have to apologize, man. One of the best players I've ever freaking met. This guy, man. Every time I play with him, we go like 100%. Like he has averages like a 16.0 KD. I used to average like a 7.0 KD, which is really good, but like his shit was ridiculously strong. Way overpowered. So, okay. Iron Banner. This is... Okay, so... The whole lore behind, Iron Banner... You gotta have to understand what Destiny is. Okay, so Destiny is, it's one of my favorite games because the lore on it is so, interesting. It doesn't tell you, and like, you don't know if you're the good guy or the bad guy. And you never do throughout the entire game. I mean, you know that one of the groups of people you're fighting is bad, but that doesn't necessarily make you good. Because technically everything in your game, from your point of view, is good, but from everybody else's point of view, you're doing evil. Playing on Bannerfall, okay. Oh, I can talk about this map right here. Okay, so there's in the last city on Earth, which is it's in Russia. This used to be part of the tower, which is where most of the Guardians hang out. Well, there are ruling houses, basically ruling groups of people that run the tower. Do I have P422? No, I do not at the moment. I can get it if I wanted to, but I mean, I've just never felt the need to.
Let the battle be joined.
Struck first.
Gained the lead.
Shit. Damn. How? I was mid-air. That was a damn nice shot.
Lost the lead.
Good shot, Hunter. Good shot. How do you like it? Dead. You try and get out of the way before I get shot. Oh no, cool. See, Hunter's got, some of them have
heavy ammo on the way.
Yeah, no, you can. If you have PS4, I don't know if you have Destiny, but if you have Destiny on PS4, I can bring you in here too, and you can be part of it. But most of this is for people who have been asking me to do lore plays on Destiny. Pow. He thought his little sword was gonna save him. Nope. Too damn good with my shotgun. They nerfed the hell out of this gun. This gun used to hold 6 rounds and had double the range. Now it's got half the range and half the rounds. You have PS3. No, you have to have PS4 in order to I think. Yeah, no, it's not cross-compatible on Steam. Yeah, I don't really do computer games on PC. More of a console dude. Heavy. Shit. Got it. Position to know. I'm in first. We're getting our ass kicked, so that doesn't mean anything. It just means my team. Fuck you and your hunter golden gun. Okay. How much longer till my...
Heavy ammo available.
Shit. This is having a bad feel. Yeah, this is gonna end poorly. I knew it. Yeah. They beefed up the hammers of soul in here. I missed. I wasted that. That was ridiculous. If I pushed it. There's always snipers that hang out back here. It's more of the reason I'm back here. Oh look, see, look, I told you. Always snipers. See? Fucking hitting me. Even without me. I wasn't even in direct line of sight. Shit, alright. You take that. I'm on fire. Literally. I really hate shadow shots. How is Trump doing? Trump? I'm actually kind of disappointed. He kind of sold out. And his daughter married into the tribe. And I'm disappointed. But he's still better than Hillary could have been, so I'll take it. And shit, a dog could have been better than Hillary though.
Ammo available.
Guess that's not really saying too much. Fuck me. Yeah, I got surrounded. Even my heavy ammo wasn't gonna get me out of that. No, I still have hopes for Trump, you know what I mean? I'm gonna support him throughout his presidency, but Lancaster sucks. Lancaster has always sucked, and it will always suck. Suck it. Even if I die, you put more in me. I'm not in first anymore. That means other people are starting to do good. It's good. You bitch! You got in my fucking way and made me waste that shot. What a coon.
1 minute.
Yeah, me too. Me too, me too. Assad is not our enemy. Assad is one of the only people in the area that doesn't want to try and slaughter every Christian. Yeah, me too.
Heavy ammo available.
Assad's the good guy.
30 seconds and counting.
No. Damn it.
Only 10 seconds left.
Come on, my boys.
Stand tall, Guardian. This battle is lost, but there will be others.
Dude, this keeps lagging in and out of game. I can't say that I will always support Trump, but if he does well, then I will. 0.73, that's garbage. Like I said, I used to average like 7.0, but this is the first time I'm playing since forever. Favorite class in Team Fortress 2 is the heavy. I've never played Team Fortress 2, man. I don't think I got anything decent. What did I get? 83, 77. And that'll up something. I don't have enough armor materials. That's homosexual. Wait, no. Dying Star will keep. Primed gloves. Get rid of those. Yeah, I don't like Hillary. Oh man. Which ones to get rid of? Which ones to keep? Keep them all, get rid of none. Sounds good. Get rid of that. That should be enough to power. Damn it, we need 2 more. Come on. Dispersed Vengeance. I don't like Ichor Array anyway, so. I wouldn't wish death on nearly anybody. As long as we're not a threat to, that's the moment. At the moment, she's not a threat, so. What's going on? We're playing, Destiny now. I figured I'd go for my White Tiger outfit. Gotta love Barkon Dune. The story behind it is really cool, so. I got 3 out of the 4. I don't have the chess piece. I haven't been able to find it. I gotta get back onto Mars and keep grinding on Mars until I find it. Oh, this is not a good map for my loadout. This is like a...
This battle will test all that you are.
Well, I don't really have a choice. Oh, we could switch, but kind of pointless. Yeah, no, this is going to be a lot more fast. This is a lot faster, so you shouldn't fall asleep. And I'll be talking a hell of a lot more because there's going to be a lot more going on. And I'm going to be getting mad and stuff like that. So. They're keeping him busy, so I can just... Shit. Maybe they're not keeping him busy. Name is Kewell. Kira. Yeah, her name's Kira. His name is Khalil.
You're in the lead.
Both got K's. One more and we got the plan. And you're both happy. Both of you are cool people. It, oh, I missed. Didn't let me throw my bomb. Sorry. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Wait for it.
Heavy ammo available. Gained the lead.
Get the fuck over here. Fuck it, I'm taking it. Fuck you guys. Really? I got stuck in between the special ammo box and the wall. And then my round only did like half damage. I have 0 freaking kills. Went from being in second last game to being a 0. But it's my loadout, like I said. I need to switch up my gear. There we go. At least we're not at 0 anymore. Two. Thanks, man. Bitch. See, if I die from my own grenade, and anybody who dies from my grenade explodes, including me. So when I died, I exploded, and I killed everybody around me. I was an ISIS suicide bomber, basically.
Heavy ammo inbound.
Fuck you. That was a waste. He wasted that. Like, heavy ammo's about to be here, and he just freaking wasted it. Anybody comes down that hallway, on the other hand.
Heavy ammo available.
You guys go on ahead. I'll just hang back here. Wait until you guys all die. Hail victory. middle. What? I had that guy. Fucking Iron Galahorn. Each gun in this game has a story behind it. I guess I could go into some... That's the guy who killed me. Payback, bitch. I could go into some detail into what this, the lore is. There's enough people here that I won't have to be repeating myself too many times. Okay, so the game basically takes place in the year, like, 22 something. So it's a future game. Basically somewhere, I think the year was 2070, fuck you, 2073, 2074, a new moon basically popped up in orbit of Earth, and this moon, as it got closer to Earth, we realized that it wasn't necessarily a moon, but it was a machine, and we were going to destroy it. But as we watched it get closer to the Earth before it was in range for our missiles and stuff to try and blow it up, we realized it was terraforming planets. It was changing the ecosystem on Venus, Mars, all these different things, making them produce oxygen, making them, oh shit, making them produce oxygen, grow plant life, have water, all kinds of cool stuff. And we were like, you know, maybe this thing isn't evil. Maybe it's not a bad planet. Maybe it's a good planet. And as it got the closer it got to our planet, the higher IQs went. The average IQ globally went from being around 90 something to being like 200 and something in like a span of like 2 years. As it got closer and closer, IQs went up, and therefore technology went up. We ended world hunger. It got rid of all of the major deserts on the Earth. All the places on Earth that were inhospitable to humanity were gone. So places that were frozen became, you know, everything became a temperate climate. Animals flourished. Everything kind of became, you know, a nice place to live. All of Earth. There was no parts of Earth that was garbage anymore. There were no Lancasters.
Give them hell.
And we
defeat is not surrender, Guardian.
Damn it. Up yours. Anyway, so it got closer to the Earth, and we realized, do I eat pita bread? Yeah, I guess so, sometimes. And I'm getting shawarma. It's good with shawarma. Put butter on it with some shawarma. It's good stuff. Wow, I did terrible. Look at that. Awful. Ugh. 381. What are we wearing? 380. Sure, we'll wear them. Might as well. Shit. So as this thing that we became known as the Traveler got closer to Earth, before it got here, we got invaded by aliens. Said aliens, we became known as the Fallen, and they came and they were destroying. But let's back up just a little bit here. So you have, before the war, technology and weapons growing like exponentially. People are getting, I know she does, I saw that. I think she was joking though. More exotic. Khalil. Anyways, as it got closer to the Earth, you had like I said, the Fallen. We came knowing them. we came to know them as the Fallen, but originally they were called the Elixni. They invaded, but we had technology, weapon technology that was light years each. What do you need?
I need your room done.
Okay, I'll do that.
Your dad's gonna be here soon. I told you it has to be done by the time he gets home. Or else I'm taking
Shoo. Let's go what was I saying? My mother wants me to cook dinner. I'm not cooking dinner. So yeah, our technology went up a lot, and all wars stopped. We became a much more peaceful race. I say race, but group. Our entire thing. I don't know. I don't think so. Our entire planet stopped all wars, and we kept our nukes, but we put them in the trust of things that are called war mines. War mines were these supercomputers. Basically, if you played chess versus a computer, you get your ass kicked by the computer. Okay, basically you put an artificial intelligence in a computer and hope everything goes well. Shite. So they put artificial intelligence in this supercomputer connected to our nuclear systems, and each country had their own. All the major countries: China, America, Iran, Russia, European Union had one. There was multiple in the Europe actually. There's one in South Africa, one in Japan. All these different war mines, which we called them war mines, and they're still called war mines. And the goal of the war mines was to make sure nobody ever got into a war again, because these war mines calculate. These war mines thank you, I appreciate that, Khalil. The war mines calculated everything that other armies would do, so they could stop an attack by calculating what the army was going to do before they did it. And so war pretty much ended, because there's really no point in war. And so there was world peace. And then we got invaded by aliens, and it kind of united our causes. And the war mines started fighting with...
Only 5 minutes left. 2 for 1.
Bitch. The war mines started fighting with the aliens rather than people. Shit. Started fighting with the aliens, and were winning for a time, and everything was going well, and then another race of aliens showed up and started kicking our ass and slaughtering humanity pretty much, and the war mines were being beaten because they were programmed specifically to preserve humanity, to keep humanity's, like a human life is the most sacred thing ever. Make sure that it doesn't get, make sure no humans die pretty much.
Heavy ammo available.
And I guess it would have worked, but that kind of bit them in the ass. The whole point of their existence bit them in the ass, because sometimes when you're playing chess, the the computer needs to sacrifice a piece in order to make sure that it wins the game, right? Well, in this scenario, the computers refused to sacrifice any pieces. All except for one, that is. And his name was Rasputin. He was the Russian warmind. Obviously, it was the Russians because the Russians cared little about humanity as a individuals and more about them as a whole. So Rasputin changed his own programming. Yeah, I know, right? Not changing his programming as into where humanity isn't important anymore, but to where he rewrote what he thought that meant. Basically, he thought about it and he was like, how can I win? He said, well, the only way that to secure humanity is for me to have enough time to think about this strategy and formulate a new plan and go and fucking, kill all these aliens. Well, he didn't. All of his people were being slaughtered, and so his solution
Heavy ammo available.
Was all the people that were fleeing the country in ships trying to leave the planet. He shot down their ships. He was slaughtering his own people by the hundreds, by the millions. And he ended up killing all of his own people. He nuked his own continent, making it unlivable, so that the aliens wouldn't want to colonize anymore. So they left. Well, they didn't leave, but they left him alone. And then he said, I'm going to sleep now. After he killed all his own people, he shut down and went into sleep, went into a stasis, and slept. And he was sleeping for quite a long time, until recently, when so then about 100 years passes and humanity is just about on the brink of extinction. You have multiple foreign alien groups attacking us. We have colonies on every planet basically, but I mean all of them are being simultaneously killed by what is known as the Hive and then the Fallen, which are the first aliens to show up. And Rasputin notices he's monitoring everything, but he's staying asleep. He's not acting. He's locked himself down. He's like a giant computer underground. He's locked down his bunker and killed all his own people and has locked himself underground. And he's like, the only way for me to so he's monitoring everything, and he notices the Traveler is starting to this moon that's in the sky basically. I'll show you what the Traveler looks like. So there you see the tower right here. This is actually the Traveler. The tower is actually directly underneath the Traveler. I'll show you what the Traveler looks like. So Rasputin turns himself on. That came out weird, but he restarted his computer and he realized something was happening. He noticed that the Traveler was moving. The engines were starting on it, and it was leaving our atmosphere, like running away. And then he realized that the Traveler has amazing weapons that can be used to help us win this war and to save humanity. But the Traveler was leaving instead of helping us and doing what we thought it was here to do. It instead gave us weapons, gave us a chance to fight, and then as soon as we were getting slaughtered, was running away. So Rasputin said, oh hell no, you're not leaving, you're gonna stay and you're gonna help us one way or the other. So Rasputin quite literally launched a nuke and hit the Traveler on the side of the Traveler, and that shut down the Traveler's engine system, whatever you want to call it. Now the Traveler is motionless. It doesn't move. It's completely stuck in place. 381, 381, 380. That's garbage helmet, actually. 384, 381. What is this? Amalthea. Sweet, I dig the reds. So anyways, the Traveler, do I post anime porn? Yes, sometimes. Honestly, if we're gonna be honest. Sometimes you do, honestly, to be real. Well, half-naked drawings with boobs popping out and a vagina outline of a girl that looks like she's 12 would be considered porn in most places. It might have been SFW porn, like softcore, but it's I wouldn't say that it's not racy photos. Definitely not something you want to show your kids. At least, at the very least. Anyways, so Rasputin nukes. You can see the bottom of the Traveler. There's the Traveler there. You can see the bottom of it is black and charred and stuff. Rasputin nukes the Traveler, and so the Traveler gets hit and is like, oh shit, it stops trying to leave. It just kind of gets stuck in place. Primary, yeah. What is this? Defeat with a heavy, yeah. Game mode, the opposing guard in the team has a lead. Sure. Yeah, I've already done that. I can do that. Whatever. Alright. So he nukes the Traveler in the hopes that the Traveler will be forced to stay and fight. And the Traveler doesn't really stay and fight so much as he releases a bunch of things that are called ghosts. No, Rasputin is not Putin. Rasputin is a war mind. And Rasputin, technically the original one, is the old one. Like I think it's named after the old court wizard of what was it? A long time ago. Whatever you say. The Traveler lets out a bunch of ghosts. This is a ghost. The thing that's in my hand. Little tiny machines that are artificial intelligences in themselves, and they seeked out people who were strong in life. They could have been dead for who knows how long, but most of them died in the Great War, and brought them back to life with no memories of their past life. So they have no idea who they were beforehand, their family. They're not going to go looking. All they know is that they were brought back to life by this thing, and this thing is, and they're basically now in the middle of a war zone. You're in the middle of a war between races of aliens and humanity, and they're trying to slaughter all of humanity, and you just happen to be a human, so it's kill or be killed here. So you literally start going out, and anything that threatens the Traveler, since the Traveler is the one that's keeping you alive pretty much, you're protecting him because you assume he's here for a good reason. He's helping humanity, right? So you go out and you're slaughtering hordes of aliens, going in and killing their leaders, killing their gods, killing all different kinds of things, going in and into different universes. But mostly you're in your own solar system, and at one point you leave the dimension, but you're technically still in the solar system, which is kind of weird. But anyways, you are beating the shit out of all these aliens. And there's three main subclasses in the game. You have the warlocks, like me. This is what my character is. You have the titans, like this guy right here. I'll show you what a titan looks like. You have the titans. They are bigger, stronger. They're like built like tanks. They shoulder charge, punch, and do that kind of stuff. And then you have hunters. Let me go show you what Cade looks like to show you what a hunter looks like. Technically, she used to be a hunter, but she kind of turned into a warlock like me. It's kind of a long story. This is Cade. Cade is a hunter, and you can tell they're hunters because they wear cloaks. The cloak that he's wearing. We wear robes and armor and stuff. We all wear armor, but I mean we wear like kind of robes over our armor. Hunters wear cloaks with their armor, and then titans wear like little tiny, you like football players, literally the little sashes that they wear that hangs out of their pocket and they wipe their hands on. That's what they're called, titan marks. Okay. So you have so let me go back to the beginning again. So the Traveler releases all of these ghosts, and the ghosts start reviving people, and the first people they revive are the Titans, the first Titan orders. And they're basically like Masons. They have an urge to build. They all know a lot about building walls. Trump would like them a lot. And so they come here directly under the Traveler. That's where they're called to. That's where we kind of meet. See this big city here? This didn't exist when they got here. And they built, you can see the end of a wall right there. There's multiple layers to it. This surrounds the big city, and the city is miles and miles and miles. And they built this wall. At the beginning, I don't know, I don't watch anime, dude. The Titans start building this wall, and they're making it out of, you know, just rudimentary materials like basic rock and hastily thrown together weapons. So I mean, the wall, if you look at it, it looks really old and weary, because at the time humanity was in shambles. There was very few people alive in the world, and the ones that were alive were living in very small isolated communities, and they were all hiding. So we had kind of gone back to the Wild West era. After you had the what was known as the Golden Age, where technology increased 50-fold, you had what followed as the Dark Age, Second Dark Age, where technology went back hundreds of years. And most of humanity died during that period, but the ones who survived, some of them are still living out in the boonies, but most of them came to this city, and they formed their own little governments here because this is right under the Traveler. And for some reason the Traveler emits a sort of light, not physical light, but like almost like a spiritual, I guess, almost like an energy force that one, the way I can describe it best is from Harry Potter, the Dementors. You know how they like feed on how when Harry casts the Patronus, how they feed on that instead of feeding on him. But if it's too strong, like they can't feed fast enough, and so it like pushes them away. Well, that's basically what the Traveler is doing to the Taken, or not Taken, to the Hive. It's too much light. They feed on the light, but it's too much for them to consume, and because it's too much for them to consume, they kind of stay away from it, and they inch closer and closer, feed more and more every day, and try to fight their way through and consume by killing. and absorbing their power, because that's the way their religion works. When they kill something, they absorb its power. It's called the sword logic. It's what their gods gave them. So they're killing more and more, getting stronger and stronger. So, and they've been chasing him from galaxy to galaxy, trying to fight him and kill him and consume his light, because he is the ultimate source of light, supposedly, the Traveler is. Now, the Traveler, we found out we are not the first solar system he came to. No, the Fallen, I mentioned them earlier as one of the races you have to fight here. The Fallen used to be called the Elixni. The Elixni were a proud race from a planet that had a pink sun, with a solar system very similar to ours. The Traveler went to them first. It brought them enlightenment. They learned so much about the universe, about stars, about life. I'm not a dark... Oh. Okay, I'm a dark white person. Okay. I thought you were trying to... Never mind. Anyway, and no, I wouldn't say he's that. I think that there's a difference between those and black people and, you know, mixed people. He's not an N-word, but that's just my opinion. But I don't think the arguing here is gonna help anyone. But anyway, like I was trying to say, the Elixni got a golden age prior to us. The only thing was, we, humanity, we're violent inherently. Like, we love violence. We love to kill each other in new and more fascinating ways every single day. More violent ways. We like violence. It's something inherent in our nature. So if you give, you know, our government some kind of technology, they will find a way to weaponize it. You know, if you bring something that has sustainable energy to the military, or to even just the NSA or any other kind of government, they are going to go to Northrop Grumman, or they're going to go to, you know, one of those Boeing, Hewing. There's a few of them. They're going to go to one of those companies, and they're going to say, how can we weaponize this technology? Because you got to be one step ahead of the person who's also trying to weaponize said technology. And if you have the technology, chances are they have it. And so it's a race against the clock to have the best weapons. And we've been doing that since our inception, pretty much. So it was no different when the Traveler got here. When the Traveler got here, we instantly said, how can we make new weapons? And so we built the war mines. We built long-range interplanetary nukes. We built bombs that were like nitrogen bombs instead of hydrogen bombs, like nitrogen, which like apparently was like a step up. We built all these different types of weapons, different guns, different ammunition, just different things, trying to harness his power for weaponry. And so when they got here, we actually were able to fight these aliens. However, the Elixni was a different story. When the... I'm not going to punch you in the face, fam. When the Traveler got to the Elixni, they had never fought before. They were not a violent species. They didn't have guns. They didn't have weapons. Their planet was a little bit less hospitable than ours. I mean, it was perfect. Like, they didn't need to fight for resources or land or anything else. They just had these great houses that governed over them. And these great houses, every Elixni was split up into their own house, depending on what area of the world you were born in. And they had, each house had their own color, had their own, they each had their leaders. And the three leaders were, you had the servitors, which produce ether, and they feed on ether. They don't feed on like regular food like us. They feed on ether, which is like this gaseous, it's a gaseous substance, and that is what they choose. That's how they survive. They would die without it. However, the servitors need protein, like life and that kind of stuff, to produce ether. They don't just produce it randomly. So foliage, water, things like that, all can be turned into ether. Dead people. So the Elixni, when the Traveler got to their solar system, they used it to bring up their capabilities in speech and debate. They got smarter, but they got much more philosophical and brought up those kind of things. They enhanced themselves that way rather than militarily like we did. Scientifically and militarily, they did it the other way. So when the Hive, because the Hive literally just follows the Traveler everywhere they go. That's their greatest enemy. They want to consume it. So everywhere they go, they have, if they want to try and destroy the Traveler, they have to go through the planet that the Traveler is on. So who knows what happened prior to the Elixni, but the Hive show up on the Elixni's planet and start slaughtering everyone. Okay, but they don't have any military. They don't have any weapons at all. Not even swords or hammers or anything. They've evolved way past all of that in their opinions. So they're just getting slaughtered, and they have no chance. The only people who have any strength or anything is the House of Stone and their great Kel, whose name was Chelchis. Now Chelchis said, "This is our home." And he realized how they were kind of getting their asses kicked. So he told all the other houses, because he was the leader of their house. He told House Rain, House Winter, House Judgment, House Devils, House Kings, all of these houses to get in ships and leave and go interplanetary and go find a new place to live. And he would stay and fight off the Hive so that they could get away and make a new home. So he stayed, and he has just fucking, I don't even know what he was using. I guess he was just wielding pure light, like how I use Nova bombs in the game and how I was throwing grenades and stuff. Those are made of pure light. So I'm assuming that's the way he was fighting. Well, as he's fighting, he's slaughtering hordes and hordes of these Hive. But he's not winning the fight. They just keep coming, and their ships are getting closer and closer. Their main ships are getting closer and closer. Well, halfway through the fight, the Traveler did exactly what he tried to do to us. He tuck-tailed and started leaving. And Chelchis was making a speech to his people right before they went to fight again. And he said, as long as we have the Great Machine, as long as we have the light from the Great Machine, we cannot fall. And so they went out and they were fighting. And in this last battle, Oryx, which is one of the leaders for the Hive, was laughing. And Chelchis looked up in the air and realized that the Traveler was getting smaller and smaller in the distance. Eventually he couldn't see it. And he said, where is the Great Machine? Where is the Great Machine? And those were his last words. Where is the Great Machine? Where is the Great Machine? And you can actually find a weapon in one of the raids that's called the Doom of Chelchis, and the quotation inscribed on the gun is, where is the Great Machine? Where is the Great Machine? And then it says that he was overtaken by darkness. So we don't know what exactly that means, but we know she's not gonna beat you up, man. You're good. Anyways, the Elixni are slaughtered. Their greatest Kel, which was Chelchis, is now dead. And they're leaving. And pretty soon they resort to basically cannibalism. They're fighting for resources. Their ships are battling each other in the air for resources. So they're going planet to planet and killing races of people to try and survive. They've turned into a race of farmers and entrepreneurs and stuff. And now they have devolved into a race of pirates, basically. They're going place to place, stealing what the people have, and then leaving. Well, as they are traveling, they notice the Hive ships, but they see them way off in the distance, and they realize they're not going for them. They know the Hive went to their planet simply because of the because of the traveler being there. So they know that wherever he's going, the traveler is going to be there. And they feel like if they can find the traveler, they don't know why he left, why the traveler would just abandon them. So they feel like he didn't really do it, that the traveler didn't mean to do it, that it wasn't purposeful, but that he didn't have a choice. So they are trying to find the traveler, and they feel like once they find the traveler, they'll be able to fight off. Now they have some combat training. They've stolen weapons from other planets. They've got some combat experience. They are figuring out how the world works, how to fight, how to survive. And they realize the world's not a nice place, and so they are getting good at fighting. You know what I mean? And so the the Elixni start following the hive ships at a distance. And then they realize where the hive are going, and they see Earth in the distance, and they see the traveler. And they're like, it's the Great Machine, it's the Great Machine. Then they get here and they realize that we're in a golden age. And so the Elixni are pissed off. They're like, you stole him from us, the traveler. You stole the Great Machine. It belongs to us. You have no right. It is ours. So they get pissed off and they start killing us here, like we did something. And then the Hive show up, and the Hive are fighting with the Fallen. The Fallen are fighting with us. We're fighting with the Hive, and all three armies are getting basically destroyed except for the Hive, because the Hive just have way too many numbers. They are like infinite. There's way too. You'll never be able to kill them all. So the Elixni are now called the Fallen. At least they got named the Fallen because the last person from the House of Judgment, the House of Judgment, and on their old planet was the house basically that they're literally judges. They would, when two groups had a dispute, they would go to the House of Judgment. The House of Judgment had the highest IQs, and so the House of Judgment would basically say what to do, kind of. Does that make sense? Like they would decide things for the two disputing sides. Well, the last person we know of from the House of Judgment who's alive is Varix. And Varix is friendly to humanity, but he has his own intentions. Everybody here is... everybody gets along, but everybody has double intentions. Nobody here is genuinely in it for trying to help us win. Any person that we're friends with that is not part of the tower doesn't really care about us. They're trying to further their own goal. And when the traveler comes here, he realizes that because there was one of the last prophecies. Oh, what's up, Dimitri? One of the last prophecies. Ignore the chat; they're arguing. One of the last prophecies that was made to the entire... I don't know who's Kyle. Is tall... tall is Kyle, John? Who's Kyle? Who's Kyle? I don't know anybody named Kyle, dude.
1, 2, 3.
Let's find Varix. Anyways, so Varix, in my opinion, and this isn't open, you have to kind of dig a little bit in the lore to kind of figure out what Varix's intentions are. This is Varix.
Speak.
But Varix has his own intentions. He runs something that is called the,
Good luck on your hunt.
what's it called? Shit. I can look it up. I can actually, House of Judgment. It's the, he's about this heal. I don't know who Kyle is, dude. I don't know anybody named, all the people I know named Kyle, like, you wouldn't know them, so. I don't know. Khalil's kind of short. He's not that short, but he's shorter than me. Anyways, so Varix runs this right here. The Prison of Elders. It's called the Prison of Elders. Basically, it locks up the best fighters from all of these different races of aliens. And then you go in afterwards and you kill them. And he gives you prizes if you win. And if you don't win, well then, too bad for you. So it's basically, we get to test our skills, 1, 2, train for the real thing, and 3, fight some of their best fucking warriors. But why would Varix do that? Well, what does Varix gain from running the Prison of Elders? It's my opinion that Varix is simply running the Prison of Elders because he's studying. And he's not just studying them, the people that we're killing. He's studying us. He's studying our fighting styles. He is learning our weaknesses. What kills us the most? What we are the weakest to? What are the races of aliens? We don't know all of them so far. So far we have the Fallen, which are the Elixni, like I said. You have the Vex, which are a race of machine / alien. They're like biomachines, kind of. They're machines. They run on gears and everything else, but they're powered by a liquid that has life in it, basically like with mitosis. Very, very small cells that form a nervous system inside and makes the machine move. It's pretty cool. There's no, I don't think there's white aliens, black aliens, hook aliens. There's different races of humans. You have all the basic races of humans, but then you also have the Awoken. The Awoken are this, like, they have blue skin and white eyes. Their eyes are like completely white almost, or like a really light blue or white, and their hair is white. And okay, that sounds good, man. Or Kira. I love you too. The Awoken turned that color because of something that happened in space. A star exploded or something like that and forever corrupted their genes, and so now they're humans, but they just are forever corrupted. Their skin has changed colors. Whatever race they were is gone, and they are now just called the Awoken. Then you have, you know, the humans, white, black, Asian, whatever, and then you have the Exo. The Exo are during the Golden Age, when technology went up, humanity, we wanted to overcome mortality. We also wanted super weapons. Okay, so you just came here to argue? We also wanted super weapons. And so our solution to both mortality and getting a super soldier was to build the Exo. And the Exo are human consciousness, souls, I guess, or brain maybe, in a metal shell. So basically they are robots. They're immortal. They feel no pain. They're stronger than the average person. However, they still have our emotions, and they still have, but they don't have any memories of what they were beforehand. At least, usually they don't. Sometimes they do. For instance, Cade does. He was in love with this girl, and he used to be really, like, attractive. And he was going to ask this girl out, but he was fucking broke. He was a gambler, and he lost quite a bit of money in gambling. And so, this Clovis Bray, which is a company, Clovis Bray comes to him and says, that's who he owes all of his money to. Clovis Bray comes to him and says, we will forgive all of your debt. Your debt will be completely erased if you agree to an experiment. We're just going to test some new, basically they told him, we're just going to test some new types of military advancement. You'll be stronger afterwards. We're not going to give you all the details, but you will be stronger afterwards. And so he said, alright, sure, that sounds good, I guess. And so he did it. The next thing he remembers is waking up, and you find this from his journal entries. He remembers waking up and looking at himself in the mirror, and he was no longer human. He was a robot. And he was like, and he went immediately to see this girl. He was too embarrassed to go and talk to this girl now because he lost his look. He lost everything that made him him. He was a robot now. And so people weren't very friendly. They were very mean to him because he was an exo. And exos at this time were fringe. People were afraid of them. They thought that they were going to go rogue and that they weren't people anymore, and that they thought they were going to, kind of take over and kill everybody. Thank you, I appreciate it. So Clovis Bray created the Exos, but he was too scared to go see this girl again. And so he doesn't. And we never find out what would have happened in their love story. We never get to hear about what could have been. Maybe they were destined for each other. We don't know. We find out later. It's hinted at. We don't know for sure, but it's hinted at that she is also an Exo. Now, something happened to her, and she was forced to become an Exo as well. And so she and him are both robots. They are, 1,000 years or so ahead of where their love story began, but they're both still alive, and so therefore not all hope is lost. I heard you. I'm in the middle of something. I can't right now. So Clovis. So those are the main races of humans. You have the Awoken. I like her. She's cool. You have the regular people, regular races, which doesn't even matter anymore at this time because of how few our numbers are now. Race is kind of irrelevant, and we've all because of the Traveler, all of our IQs have leveled out. We are all exactly the same smart. We all still have our own, in particular, gifts. Some are still, like if you're a Guardian, you're smarter than other people, you're stronger than other people, but for the most part, humanity, like racial differences are pretty much gone. It's just, now it really is just kind of skin color. And so, you have...
Only 1 minute left.
So you have those race of humans, then you have the Awoken. The Awoken are all the people who managed to actually flee. They actually were successful in running away during the Great Collapse. And they are now like these it's almost like an alien race. They have white skin, like a pale white skin, white hair, bright blue eyes or green eyes in some cases, and they just look a lot different. And then you have the Exos. And the Exos are human robots. Some of the people became Exos because they were dying of cancer, and so Clovis Bray said, "Hey, we can get rid of your cancer," and so they kind of were tricked into doing it, but at the same time they agreed, so it's kind of ignored. Clovis Bray did a lot of really effed up stuff in the lore, so you hear stuff about Clovis Bray and you're just like, it doesn't matter. They do this shit all the time. I'm not surprised. Now Clovis Bray, they disappeared after the Great Collapse. A lot of their places are abandoned now. However, you have the moons of Saturn, for some reason, have activity on them. We were finding out towards the end of the game in this, which means they could still be alive. Clovis Bray, they could still be operating on the moons of Saturn. We know that there's another race of aliens out there, because somebody asked me what the race of aliens were. There's another race that lives out there. I forget exactly what we call them. But we make deals with... We call them the Nine. Yeah, they're called the Nine. Then you have Zur, who comes here and collects these weird coins that you find all over the galaxy. He collects them from us. And will trade us weapons and armor and perks and stuff for these weird coins that we have no use for. So we're like, sure, take them. We don't know what they use them for, but he says that he came here because of the Nine. The Nine sent him here. Now, who are the Nine? Well, we have no idea. At least not yet. Some speculate that they are the dragons. The, what are they called? I forget exactly what they're called here, but they're basically dragons. But then if that's the case, then the dragons are just so weird, because they used to, when the tower, when the Guardians were at their peak, I guess, but before now, the Guardians, especially warlocks, would seek out these dragons. They're called Amkara, Amkara, Amkara. Warlocks like myself, which is this character that I'm playing, this is a warlock, would seek out these Amkara, because the Amkara were known as luck or wish dragons. They would make deals with Guardians. Guardians would go to them and say, hey, I want this power, or I want this knowledge. And they would say, yes, I will give it to you for this. Or sometimes they would give it for free. And so, you can see why there was an attraction to them. However, one day, the leaders of the city, not the Guardians, because the Guardians are just a small number of people in the city. But one day the leaders of the city, the council, which makes up, Dead Orbit and the New Monarchy and Future War Cult, which are the leading factions in the city, they decided one day that the Amkara were a threat. They didn't want people making deals with them anymore, because they weren't under the control of the city, and so therefore they considered them a threat. And so the city ordered their slaughter, and the people slaughtered them. Not the people, but the Guardians were sent to slaughter these people that they used to worship, to turn them into, nothing. Completely slaughtered their race, and they completely disappeared one day. There's no more Amkara left, at least that we know of. Unless the worm gods, which, now a lot of people think that the worm gods, the Hive, I told you, is one of the other races of aliens. The Hive could be the worm gods. We don't know if that's true. I mean, the Hive, their worm gods could be Amkara. And the reason I think this is because one of the quotes from the Book of Sorrow, which is written by Oryx, quotes his sister, and his sister says, the dragon, comma, our god, comma, should be ours alone. If I had my way, I would lock them away for only us. That could be taken one of two ways. One, it could be taken, the dragons, comma, our gods, like, the dragons, I'm talking to you, my gods, should be ours alone. Nobody else should be able to worship them, like talking about the guardians who, in a way, worshipped the Ahamkara. Or, it could say, the dragons, comma, then I'm talking to our gods, should be ours. We should be able to capture all of the dragons and use them for ourselves. So that quote is very... it's so interesting because you don't know. It could either mean that, yes, the worm gods of the hive are, in fact, the dragons, the Ahamkara, and worm in one place is spelled W-Y-R-M, and everywhere else it's spelled W-O-R-M. But if it's spelled W-Y-R-M, we know that in European mythos, that a dragon that does not have wings is called a worm. W-Y-R-M. A young dragon is a worm. Or no, it's a dragon with 2 legs instead of 4. 4 legs makes you a dragon, and 2 legs makes you a worm. Yeah. So the hive gods could in fact be Ahamkara, and so the city not liking them, the city not trusting them, could have been well placed. In fact, it could have been smart for us not to have trusted them and to slaughter them. However, if we did do that, and that is the case, then we made an eternal enemy out of the hive, and they're not just there to consume our light, which is what we thought, which is what the game tells us, but they could be there to exact revenge for their race being completely destroyed for the most part. I mean, shit, if it was my race, I'd be up in arms. So it makes sense for them to be Ahamkara. Very strong Ahamkara, but Ahamkara. We don't know, though, if they are, in fact, Ahamkara. So that's another race. You have the 9, which we don't know what exactly their race is. You have Zur, which we don't know what race he is. He's just like this weird, looks almost human, but has like a bunch of, like, things that are coming out of his face. Like a bunch of, almost like worms coming out of his face that like kind of writhe around. And he always wears this hood and his eyes are glowing green or yellow. So that's another race. What other races do you have? You have the Fallen, which I mentioned, which are the Elixni, and then you have the humans and the Vex, and then the Cabal. The Cabal is the other one. The Cabal is basically if you had an alien representation for every culture that's ever existed, the Roman Empire would be the Cabal. They are simply a race of conquerors. They are literally out there just to conquer more land, to kill and take more weapons, so that they can kill and take more land, so that they can kill and take, and to process. And they're like die-hard warriors. Like, their warriors are so devout that when they sign up, when they're drafted into the military and they're sent out on a mission, they're kicked out of they're no longer citizens of the Empire, of the Cabal anymore. They're no longer citizens. They renounce their citizenship in order to fight, and they can only get their citizenship back if they win. So basically, they've never lost. They've only ever won a war because all of their soldiers are
Your light was not enough.
there because they've won. Otherwise, they wouldn't still be there. They'd all be dead. They wouldn't be members of the Cabal. So, yeah, you understand my point. See, those are all the races that we know so far. I mean, we've heard that there's other ones out there, but we haven't really seen them. Hello from Spain. Yeah, I'm talking about in Destiny 1. I'm gonna go over. I'm trying to explain all of the backstories. A lot to go over, and then I'm gonna get into Destiny 2 and what we know about how our light is gone, about who the main enemy is, but also what's going on with all the different races that we know of, and also some leaked information that we know what the different planets that we're gonna be visiting and that kind of stuff. Also, hail, Spain is doing interesting right now. I hope your refugee crisis is I hope that's not treating you guys too bad. I know my family in Deutschland is going through hell because of it, but topic for another discussion. So yeah, those are the different races that we know that exist in the Destiny universe so far. Now, Xur, we know, was enslaved by the Fallen. So the Fallen have... Xur was a gift to the Nine from the Fallen. Or no, from the Queen, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, technically it was from... First it was from the Fallen to the Queen, and then the Queen gave him to the Nine, and then the Nine gave him this job. Now, the Queen of the Awoken is who I'm talking about, if you don't know who the Queen is. So, where are we at so far? So I talked about the Great Collapse, talked about what happened beforehand, I talked about the Elixni and Chelchis and his last stand. Then you have the Rise of the Guardians, and I talked about how the wall was built. And then you have all these different hero stories that are really, really cool, that you, as you are reading more and more about the lore, you find out about these really cool heroes. I do believe the Queen is still alive, yeah. The witches that surrounded her in that thing, I forget exactly what their names are, I have it written down somewhere. I'm just kind of talking at the top of my head, so I'm not looking directly at information, because as you can see, I'm in the middle of Ironbanner, so. But anyways, the Queen, the witches that she is with, Varix talks about them in one of the, I think it's the Varix 3 lore card, Grimoire card. It talks about these witches, and their only purpose is to protect the Queen, and they can teleport her from place to place. Oh, another race of aliens that we have is whatever the Queen uses as her secret weapon. When you watch the intro for the Taken King DLC, the intro for that, she releases some kind of these white lights. That is actually a species. Those are babies of another race of alien that were kidnapped or gifted, or we don't know, but somehow came into the possession of the Queen of the Awoken. Now, come on, this guy's running from me. You dick weasel. Here, I got something for you.
Heavy ammo inbound.
Oh, you pothead. Okay, sorry. Yes, I do think she's still alive. Like I said, those witches that surround her have extraordinary power. And Varix, like I said, Varix is only here to get more power, because all he cares about is resurrecting his people from the fallen state that they're in to the great houses of the Elixni that they had before. That's all he's here for. So he writes down all of the different kinds of new magic and powers that these different people possess. He talks in detail about the Guardians and about our ability to wield the light, and about the difference between the light and the darkness, He talks a little bit about the Grey Guardians, the ones that aren't, that have kind of gone rogue, that have no purpose. They don't serve the Traveler anymore. They just kind of do their own thing. Some of them are mercenaries. Some of them went with Osiris. Some of them are part of the Sunbreakers, you know, on Mercury. All over, you have these guardians that he talks about. He talks about Osiris. He says Osiris is still alive, he knows for sure. And that Osiris is somewhere in Mercury. Inside, like inside the heart of Mercury. And he is... The Sunbreakers were actually his creation, which is weird because that's what Varix believes. But they are Titans, not Warlocks. And we know Osiris was a Warlock. Probably the most powerful Warlock ever. Well, at least one of them. Shit, that was close. Scheiße.
Falling behind.
But yeah, those witches teleported her somewhere else. She's hiding. But she needs... And then even when it talks about the queen, in one of the Taken King Grimoire cards I was reading, it talks about her sending a message after she's supposedly dead to Petra Venge, telling Petra to lead the Awoken until she gets back. But at the moment, it's too dangerous. She didn't say why, but she was saying that it was too dangerous for her to come back. And she also basically said that we needed a push, that the Guardians and the Awoken needed a push in order to defeat Oryx. We couldn't have done it without there being a martyr, basically. Like, we needed the added push, and her death gave us that push that supposedly she said we needed. Who knows if she's right or not? I don't know. But we know for a fact that the Awoken did fight hard as hell after she died to avenge her, and they took out whole fleets, and they took out half of the defenses of the Dreadnought so that we could even board it. If without them we wouldn't be here. So, yeah, exactly.
Falling behind.
So I do believe Petra's still alive, and I think she's going to be a main player in Destiny 2. And since we're talking about Destiny 2, we're on the topic already, what do we know about it so far, about the new races? There's going to be new subclasses. There's leaked pictures. I know one of the... But this is the thing about the new subclasses, because if you watch the any of the trailers for any of the DLCs or for any of the Destiny trailers for Destiny 1, any of them, you'll notice Guardians using their powers. You'll see, you know, the different lights.
Only 1 minute left.
Looks like Jida. Pinche way.
Lost the lead.
In all of them, they talk about, they show Guardians using the light. All of them. However, in the Destiny 2 trailers, there is no Guardians that use their powers at all. The only person that does is Ikora. And Ikora uses her powers, but it's a specific power that does not use light. You know, a lot of our powers come from the Traveler's light, but the three specific subclasses do not use the Traveler's light. That is the Night Stalker, the Stormcallers and the hammers, the Sunbreakers. None of them actually use the light of the Traveler. The Voidwalkers take the Earth light and the light generated from electrical energy. That's the Stormcallers, I mean. And then I'm not sure exactly how the Night Stalkers gather their light for that, but I know that the Sunbreakers take light directly from Sol, or the sun. They worship the sun as a god, pretty much. And so those three subclasses are the only ones that don't need light. And she uses, because she's a warlock, the only thing she does is she uses a strike, the electric strike, for the Stormcallers. And that's relevant because in all of the other trailers you see people using their powers, but in this one you don't. You don't even see in the other ones you see the ghosts following people around. You don't see the ghosts. When you finally see the Traveler, you see that the Traveler has a mark on the front of it. The face of the Traveler is messed up. It has a mark, like an orange mark. And then later on, if you watch the entire trailer, you see the Cabal. The Cabal are using new shields. And on their shield is the exact same symbol that is on the Traveler. And in the last, after you defeat Oryx, when you gather all of the Cabal Grimoire cards, the last one talks about the whole reason the Cabal are in our universe. It has nothing to do with the Fallen. It has nothing to do with the Vex, and it has nothing to do with the Hive. Granted, they got here. The Hive was a threat, an existential threat to them. So yes, they started fighting. The Vex were a problem to them on Mars. So yeah, they fought on Mars. What? Okay, I'll be there in a few minutes. So they dealt with the Hive on Mars. However, when it comes to why they were there, it's a conversation between Valis Ta'ark, Valis Ta'um, the two people, the Shield brothers, and the guy that you kill on Mars, and they're talking, and the one on Mars is in charge of the. I'm sorry, and not the one on Mars, but the one who gets taken. He's talking to the one on Mars. They're talking, and they said that the orders have come directly from the Red Legion, which is the Emperor's specific guard. They said that the orders have come down, and their job is to crash their ship on the Dreadnought. And it's not to kill not to kill Oryx, but it's to capture Ascendant Hive. They're not there for Oryx. They're not there for to slaughter the Hive. They're not there to stop anything. They're there to capture Ascendant Hive. And Valis Ta'ark asks why. He says, "Don't question orders." And then the next Grimoire card talks about in a different Grimoire card it talks about the Hive, and it's a conversation going on between the Hive and one of the Cabal, and the Cabal is torturing this guy from the Hive, is torturing a wizard, and is asking him basically, tell me everything you know about the Guardians. Tell me everything about the light. Why do you pursue the light? Why are you what is the Traveler? What kind of power does it hold? Why are you trying to destroy it? What is the Guardian's weakness? Tell us everything you know about the light in general. Because the Cabal are out there looking for new weapons. So the Cabal find a way, in my opinion, this is just speculation, this could be complete bullshit, but from what the trailer says and from what the Grimoire cards we know now are saying, the Cabal figure out a way to cut us off from the Traveler, and instead to link themselves to the Traveler, to where they are using the Traveler's light instead of the Guardians. And it's evident they're using you know, the light solar, the solar traveler's light from their shields, which has the solar effect on it. And the guy that you fight in the prison of elders, when he is using the solar burn and all the different types of damages, that was a test. That was Varric trying to do the exact same. That was Varric trying to do the same thing that the Cabal are trying to do. My accent? Oh, I'm from California, dude. This is just a Cali accent. Nah, but yeah, I agree. The speaker has been lying to it. I don't think that he actually talked to the traveler. I don't think the traveler has spoken to anybody. Since Rasputin nuked him, I think he's been not dead, but trying to. You have this reoccurring theme in Destiny. When something dies, it goes back to its own world, or it sucks itself in, and it basically rebuilds itself until it's strong enough to fight again, and then it goes back and it fights. It comes back and it finishes whatever it was going to do. You see that with Oryx multiple times. You see that with his sisters. You see that with the Black Garden. You see that with Siva. You see that with the Fallen and their different gods. You see that with so many different. Every single race does that. So it's not too hard to think that the speaker is doing not the speaker, but the traveler is doing the same thing. I do not think that he is talking to the guardian, or he's talking to the traveler, and his ghost. If you actually take a good look at his ghost doesn't look like all the other ghosts. Like, it looks almost dead, like devoid of light, like it's been cut off from the traveler's light. I think he, and if you actually have seen his ship, which it showed in the very beginning, in the vanilla Destiny when it first came out, it showed his ship. His ship is a fallen ship. He's not a guardian. He can't wield the light. He can't do anything we can do, and he's using a fallen ship. He sends us out on missions. I think he is just a mouthpiece for, not the Fallen, but for his own interest and for humanity, kind of. What he feels is best. And he uses also that to his advantage, in that he's trying to, he lives extremely wealthy. He has so much money. He lives in this great tower. He lives in complete seclusion. He's a scientist, clearly. He's constantly studying. He has the best, he has better access to better technology than even the Guardians have in his little room, you know what I mean? Than the Warlocks have, and the Warlocks are the ones who like to study things. He's got more than them, and he's not even a Warlock. So it begs the question, you know, what is the speaker's intentions? But that's like I said, I can make a whole another video on the speaker and just all the different facets of why I don't trust him, and all the different things he said, and all the different things that have happened, all the way going back to even Saint 14, Osiris, the Great Disaster on Luna. You know, all these different things. I could go into details, but as for now, let's talk a little bit more about Destiny 2. So yeah, we're cut off from our light. We don't have our ghost anymore. For the first time, we do not have the ability to respawn. Our ghost will not regenerate us, because we're cut off from the Guardian's light, which is how they regenerate us, right? We don't have light, so we don't have our ghost, therefore. Because we don't have our ghost, then what could happen? I mean, now we have the Cabal fighting us. You've also got Nokris. You have something happened in with the Hive, okay? something happened towards the end, and it talks about it when you are doing one of the possible dialogue quotes from what's her face? The chick with the acolyte eyes. I can't think of her name right now. She talks about how the hive, she thought they'd be more disorganized now that Oryx is gone, but it seems like they've rallied behind something else. And she says something, not someone. Something else. I honestly think it's Nokris. It talks about, you know, we know who Nokris is. It's Oryx's second son. He had 2 sons and 3 daughters. The Death Singers, which are all dead, we killed with them with Crota. We killed Crota, his other son, but Nokris was the other one. And Nokris, according to one of the lore cards I was reading, Oryx, because of the sword logic, you know, it's basically survival of the fittest. If somebody's a threat to you, you kill them. But you're not. But Oryx has always been more sentimental than all the other hives. He wouldn't kill his own kid. So in my opinion, I think Oryx was scared of Nokris, and Nokris was exiled from the hive. But now Oryx is dead, and the hive are rallying behind something else. It could be either Zyro, Zivu Arath, the sisters, one of the 2 sisters of Oryx, or it could be Nokris. In my opinion, it's Nokris. So far, it could be all 3. We have no idea, because we pissed off. I mean, we just fucking killed Crota. We killed Oryx, and we killed all the Death Singers. That sent waves throughout the hive, not just only to the hive, but to the hive gods, to Zol, Veer, and, you know, all the other hive gods. We like shook them. We showed them that we have the power to fight back. They've just kind of been rolling over people in the past, but we showed them, hey, you know, with us around, that's not going to be that simple anymore. Good luck rolling over me now. And I think that scared the hive gods, and so they're going to give the hive something new to fight for. As for what's going on with the Vex have seen Siva. Now, you know the Vex are all about improvement. They don't care about anything other than improving themselves. That's why they started worshipping the darkness, because it gave them added power. That's why they created the Black Heart, and they started the Black Garden. It gave them power. That's why they, when fighting with us, they started using some of our technology. So yeah, I think we're going to be fighting Nokris. If not everybody else too, but Nokris for sure. But he's not the main one. The main storyline, those are going to be DLCs in my opinion. The main one is going to have to do with the Cabal. The Red Legion is showing up, and losing our light. While this is happening though, that's not the, remember, there's a bunch of different races. A bunch of things are happening. And leaked images have been shown from Jupiter, from the moons of Saturn, I mean. Oh fuck. I just jumped into that. That was stupid. So from Saturn's moon, we got screenshots of them. Icy waste, they're like icy, it's an icy planet. One of Saturn's moons is going to be, for sure, in our next one. And Mercury is going to have traversable areas. Is going to have areas that we can go and walk around in. I don't know how many things are going to go on there, but we might see Osiris, because Osiris was master of not trusting the traveler, not trusting the speaker, but not trusting the traveler either. And Osiris, when the trials of Osiris keep popping up, and if you read the Osiris cards, Yeah, exactly.
Heavy ammo inbound.
I think Osiris is going to be making a comeback. I think he's going to be teaching the Guardians things we didn't know before. He's gonna be a big player in the next game, if that makes sense. That's what my thoughts, anyways. It's possible I'm wrong. He might be dead for all we know. Saint 14 could be dead too. We don't know. But as far as I can tell, I think he is going to be coming back and with a bang. And he'll be teaching Guardians because he left to study areas of magic that the tower was frowning upon. You know, Void was seen as something bad. At one point, so was, you know, all of the main classes that we use now were all seen as taboo at one point. Taboo types of magic. All of our subclasses for the warlocks, anyways. And all of them except for the defenders, for the titans, were seen as taboo. And then there was one called Hammer Fist. They were not like the Sun Breakers. They used fire, but differently than we use it. Fuck. Is a disaster tonight in history.
Heavy ammo on the way.
Yeah, definitely. So, anyways, what will be going on with the Vex? The Vex, in the last demo cards we have regarding the Vex, we see them talking about, it's a communication between one of the Hydras, not Hydra, Medusa, I think it's called a Medusa, or Gorgon or something like that. One of them talking about improving the guy from the Vault of Glass raid, talking about him with Siva. They're gonna start using Siva to their advantage. So instead of just having Fallen and, you know, Hive Siva infected things, you now have the Vex infected with Siva, but not infected because they use, see, it's more of an infection with the Fallen. They don't really know how to harness it. The Devils tried, and there was a civil war because of it. That's why the Fallen didn't really play a huge role, and that is why we were capable of beating them kind of easily. And it was so surprising how easily we were able to kind of defeat them. But the reason was because there was a civil war. The House of Devils came out with Siva, and they were like, basically, we have the power to resurrect our god. So they resurrected, you know, what's his name? Axis Prime. They resurrected one of the priests. I think not war priest, but the guy who talks to both the guy who communicates. They're what's it called? Oh, crap! I forget the name. Man, I wish I had all the names in front of me right now. Too many stuff to remember. And I just got back to Destiny today from being on Elder Scrolls and getting Skyrim. I started a new player on that and all of that lore, so I'm just now getting back into the swing of Destiny, so I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit and I need to think about names before I say them, but so yeah, the Vex are going to start using Siva to perfect themselves, because that's all they care about. They see themselves as, if you've read any of the things they say, they seek to perfect the universe. And that is done through destroying the universe in their own way. They're cleansing it of all of the problems we have, starting it anew, including themselves in the end. But they they seek to cleanse it. And to do so, they realize they're not strong enough. So they need more power. So how can they get more power? They have Siva at their disposal now. If they have Siva, I mean, shit, they could do pretty much whatever the hell they want. Siva is... We've seen just a small taste of what Siva can do. It's capable of much more than what we've seen. We've just seen, like, a little bit of it. 380... Just trying to get a light up. Yeah, but Siva... The Vex are going to start using Siva, and when they do that, then it's going to be probably an interesting fight. Then, like I said, the Fallen, the House of Kings. Something is happening with the House of Kings. There was a civil war going on underground. Once we destroyed, we killed all of the House of Devils leadership, the ones that were left found Siva. Siva gave them powers, and certain ones of them... What's going on, Beth? Certain ones of them were not... They didn't scatter like we expected them to. They organized. Except now they didn't have to answer to anybody. They didn't have to take orders. So they found Siva, and they started using it. And it allowed them to bring back... Sounds good. No worries. I'll be making videos like this every day. Sounds good. Sleep tight. But yeah, so we killed the leadership of the House of Devils, and they found Siva, and so they started using Siva to, one, bring back some of the servitor, the prime servitors that they had, bring him back and perfect him. And that was just kind of a show to the other houses that they have powers. And they wanted to unite the houses under one banner. Under the banner of, not the House of Devils, but under the Siva banner, a new house. And when we went in, and some of them agreed. Some of them said, yes, we will help you. However, a lot didn't. They were not too keen on allowing the Hive to, or not the Hive, allowing the House of Devils to dictate them. So that was kind of a show of power for what they felt they could do for everybody else. When the houses finally united, or not united, when they finally agreed, we go in and we fucking slaughter them. We go and we re-kill everybody that we had killed once already. We go back in and we kick their asses again. And so everybody blames the House of Devils. So now you have the Siva devils fighting the rest of the devils, and they are fighting the rest of the Fallen. And that protected us in a way. We got our asses kind of saved because of that. But because there's a civil war going on, all of the houses were weakened. The House of Devils took the biggest hit, obviously. And so they're going to go underground and disappear for a while like they did last time after the Great War. But you also have more than just the House of Devils. The House of Kings stayed completely uninvolved. They stayed out of it entirely, and they've been waiting and watching. Now all of the other houses, they still have all three of their leaders. All the other houses, we have killed all of their leadership.
Heavy ammo available.
They're the only ones with a prime servitor. They're the only ones with an Archon priest, and they're the only ones with a Kel. And we are... Really? Dude, how many... You saw how far he was lagging? I need to report that asshole. Anyways, so... And all of the other houses now are weak, and they're looking for something, anything, to unite them, to help them survive, because all of their prime servitors are dead, so they're slowly starving to death. And eventually they will starve to death. So they need something, and we're just happy to let them starve to death. We don't give a shit about them. But Varric's, on the other hand, he is a fallen, and he wants his people to rise above the state that they've come into, and he wants to see a new leader of all of the houses to unite them. That's
You're in the lead.
okay. He wanted to. I'm so confused on why he said that. I've never heard him say that before.
Heavy ammo inbound.
So the House of Kings is poised. They're in a perfect position. Now they might not, because they've always kind of been the quiet ones. They've always been the ones that, you know,
Heavy ammo available.
wait and watch and just send assassins. They don't talk to even the other houses. They have just been hiding. We've only had one interaction with them, and all we did was fight the Silent Fang. And the Silent Fang are just they're people, they're scouts basically. They're assassins and scouts. And we fought a few of them and they were fucking really hard to kill. Well, now their entire house is still pretty much together. We've destroyed all the other ones. So all the House of Kings have to do is say, you either join or die. And all of them they'll be happy to join. You know what I mean? Because they don't even have to threaten them. They just have to offer, hey, we will, you know, you'll have our banner. You set aside your pride, use our banner, and we will all be kings. That's actually a pretty good catchphrase for them. And so, we're facing, in the next one, we'll be facing the... we'll be facing the House of Kings united with all... Fuck me, I'm dead. I'm gonna kill myself. With all of the other houses, the House of Kings is going to unite all of them against us. Then we're fighting the Cabal's entire Red Legion. Their entire legion is coming from around, from a whole different galaxy just to fucking kill us. They're here specifically just to fuck us up. and they're stealing our powers to do it. They're going to be using our powers
10 seconds. Give them hell.
To attack us. They're going to be fighting us with our own powers. That's the entire reason they came here, was to figure out how to use the light. And they figured it out, and now we're going to be fighting other beings using the light. Stealing the light, but using it. Funneling it through themselves somehow, or we don't know how yet. And Varg became... No. So yeah, that's Destiny 2. That's what we know about Destiny 2. Now let's talk about just a couple just a story, just a simple story about a couple of a guardian, well, two guardians, one of them that fell from the light, and one he's not in the game. It has nothing to do with this. So why would I be fighting him? We're talking about who we're fighting. So I have no idea what you're talking about, pal. Anyways, so there's two guns in the game, and they're tied together. Um, one of them is called Rose, or was called Rose. It's now called Thorn, and the other one is called The Last Word. And this is actually a really cool story, and I'm gonna have to actually like read it from the lore cards. I have them. Barbarian Ninjas is a memory I'm using. I don't listen to Burzum. I don't like black metal. You like black metal. Anyway, back like this. So I'm talking about lore for the game, dude. This has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, okay, here. So you have this these two guns, and I'm gonna show you what one of them looks like right now. I don't have the other one. I haven't done the I don't have the other. I have to redo one of the quests. Give me a second. My new bones of AO, sweet. Okay, so where's my last word? Sorry, got tons of guns. Here it is. Here's the last word. That's what it looks like with this. Otherwise, it would just be gray, like just a silver. But I put this color scheme on it. This gun was wielded by Shin Malfur, who was a renegade hunter. How many guns? I don't know. I have... There's like thousands in the game, and each one has their own story, but... I mean... I have, at the moment, 66 in here, and then these, and then these, and then these. Plus all my different armor materials, all my different armor pieces, and everything else. Anyways, so, I'll go into, actually, there is somebody who wanted to hear me tell this full story, so I'll wait for them to get on, and then I'll tell it. But as for now, we'll just say those two guns are linked. Okay, ding, ding, come on. There it is. Sweet. No, fuck the police. I love the police. Even though I've been mistreated by the police, beaten, got my ass kicked by them for no reason, threatened to be arrested, I still support them. And no, you can't. Punk culture and metal culture are two different cultures. And if you tried to tell a metalhead, like a full metalhead, that you were a skinhead and a metalhead, they'd probably punch you in the face. And if you told a skinhead that you're, oh, I'm both a metalhead and a skinhead, they would punch you in the face as well. You can listen to both of those genres at the same time, but you're not both of those things at the same time. We'll get rid of this. Bones of AO. Iron Saga. Sorry, this is gonna take me just a minute, and then we'll get back to actually fighting, and you'll see all that. If you have any question, you met a redskin, beat him up, please. Why didn't you beat him up, fam? If she's a trad, go for it, dude. But you're not full white, so like... If she's like me, if she's my type of skinhead, they, like, will have a problem with you flirting with them. It's just how they are. Might be messed up, but it's the truth, dude. And plus, skins only date other skins for the most part. No, not because you're a metalhead, because you're not full white. In fact, you're like you're half. So like a lot of skins would have like a problem with you dating a white skin bird. If you're finding a black skin bird, I'm talking to one right now actually. I have a friend who is black who is also calls herself a skin bird. She's more on the oi punk side of it, but she's definitely a skin bird. She calls herself a skin bird. Same clothes, same everything, just she's black. You can find those and date them, go for it. But I mean, as for the white ones, you would probably cause a lot of problems. He's mulatto. Not a bad thing, but he's mixed. He's mixed. Skinbirds cannot. White pride skinheads cannot date non-white people. People who are not full white. People who do not look full white. If you don't have, you know, light skin like me, you don't have colored eyes, you don't have very specific white features, you know, the white features, then they will not date you if they're my kind of skinhead. If they're the other kind of skinhead, for instance, sharps, redskins, trad sometimes, they will date whoever, you know what I mean? They don't care. They'll date other races. But our type, my type anyways, my type, Russell type, Christine's type, all of them will not, when a black guy flirts with them or when a mixed person flirts with them, they get pissed off and they like literally will fight the person. You think I'm kidding? I'm dead serious. They will literally fucking like beat their ass. And if I was with Christine and a black dude tried to flirt with her while I was with her, I would have beaten his ass right then and there. Like, no question. Even if because we're not together at the moment. Even if we weren't together, I would still be pissed off. Like, she is a skin. She's a pride skin. One of us. We don't do that. So if you find a trad like the girl I'm talking to, I can introduce you to her. I think she lives in Canada though. I can introduce you to her. She's cool. She's red pilled. She's a trad though. She's also kind of a white nationalist, but she just, because she's not white, can't call herself a white nationalist. So she just calls herself a nationalist. Slavic. No, she's black, dude. I think she's from Haiti. Her parents are. She speaks mostly French, but she speaks okay English. What's going on, Dimitri? How you been, dude? Yes, there's a lot. Why? In fact, Russian skins are leading the fucking charge right now. No, they don't really, they're not that kind of Slav. I mean, from that area, yeah, but they're more angry, I guess. They, how do I explain it? They don't wear tracksuits. They don't really go for Adidas. They wear more like camo pants, black and white camo, with I don't hate you. Why would I hate you? With boots and braces, and they don't wear red. They beat people up when they wear red laces. They don't understand that in America, red laces are earned. Yeah, they don't like red laces for some reason. You need to calm down. I don't hate you because you're mixed, dude. You and I are friends. Everybody knows you're my friend. I defend you all the time when people, you know, say that you're not whatever because you're mixed or whatever. Like I defend you. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you're my friend. I defend all my friends. I'm a white nationalist, so I love my race. I think my race is the best. I love us, and I want nothing more than to see my race prosper. You know what I mean? I'm totally proud of everything my race does. I love my people and our culture. But that doesn't mean I hate everybody else's culture. It's just a different culture. Just not my culture. My Matador 64. Hopscotch. Do you have 2 hex casters? No. Cody, will you shut the fuck up? Suck my dick. Sorry. Kids are annoying. Yeah, I know. You should. You should be proud of it. What does your mom think about your views? Does she know your political views? He's annoying as fuck. What does your mom think about your views, dude? Legitimately, like, what is she? What are her thoughts? Genuinely curious. Not facetious. What does she think? That was the question, not does she know. Does she agree? I mean, she obviously had a kid that's mixed. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm glad you were born. You're a cool guy, but I mean, she must not agree with everything then, right? Or does she? I'm confused. Sorry. Sorry if that came out bad. You know what I mean? Yes. A lot of skinheads are National Socialists. Russell is a National Socialist. She does agree. Why did she have a kid that's not white, you know what I mean? Like not full white. Khalil's the homie. Why did she have a kid that if she agrees with everything? Or did that come after? Be nice, Kira. We're talking about a sensitive subject. And getting ready to get back in Ironbanner. To answer your question, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right. Nautabam. Nautabam. Haha, noob. This guy's a noob. Dimitri, Nautabam. Don't worry about it. Un poco mejor. So yes, yeah, a little bit. I'm learning. Dimitri is helping me learn. I speak a bit of Portuguese. Mostly, I speak full German, Spanish. I know a lot of Latin, a bit of Greek, a bit of Hebrew. And then I'm learning just a bit of and learning just a. You speak Japanese? No, I see. Yes, believe it or not, I learned just a tiny bit of Hebrew.
In each new world, a new birth for time. And as always, it seems
When I was
there too.
I'm not a Jew, nice try. That's funny that you guys all say that. If you hate something, why don't you study it? Why don't you learn everything you can about it? How can you say you hate something if you refuse to learn what they learn? Everything that you know, like if you hate something, have you ever heard the one of my favorite fucking sayings? Know your enemy as you know yourself, or you know thyself. And in 1,000 battles, you'll never be in danger. If you know them as well as they know themselves, as well as you know yourself, then you can predict what they're going to do in the future. If you can't speak their language, if you can't learn their culture, if you can't know what they believe, how they think, what they do, how can you say that you hate them? You don't know anything about them. You just hate the idea of them. You can't say you hate something and not know about them.
Let's see if we can help.
I don't love Jew girls. I'm
All yours, Guardian.
into white girls. Like pure white girls. Actually, you know what? I find girls of all races attractive, but I would only ever date like white girls. At least girls that are like mostly white. Oh hell yes, dude! I just got the perfect roll on this. Look, it's got high caliber round, perfect balance, and hidden hand. That's gonna be my new go-to.
Beautiful day, huh, Guardian?
It's beautiful, yeah. Geez, kind of. You're welcome. I don't think Jews are white. They're Arabs. They're just light-skinned Arabs because they've mixed in with. But then you have the Ashkenazi, and then you have the other kind. The Ashkenazi are the ones that are, I think they're more white. Like, they look more white. And then you have the dark-skinned Jews from, like, Palestine. And, you know, from the Middle East. Because they've mixed in there. But Jews are Arabs. Khazars. Jews are just light-skinned Arabs, in my opinion. My oh so humble opinion. Okay, I don't like a Mago Loop. Getting rid of it. A lot of people like this gun. I can't stand it. It doesn't shoot fast enough. Go on. Ashkenazi. Yeah, like I said, the Ashkenazi ones are the white ones. Because they've been in Europe for the longest time, so they became whiter after mixing in with the population. Yeah, the real Jews are actually white Americans. Not American, but just Europeans. I didn't call you a nigger. But wait, what? I'm very intelligent. I think, I wouldn't call them, I wouldn't even call us Jews. I think that was a long time ago, and she was playing around, dude, relax. I wouldn't even use the word Jew. I would call white people the children of Israel. Yeah, I think that is the best description of us. And that's because we all know, yes, he did, and that is why all people can go to heaven. Thank the Lord. I do every day. Longbow synth, that's going in the garbage. Wait, no, we're gonna put it back actually. No, but you cannot, dude, don't. You cannot I'm so confused. You can't thank Jesus and Odin at the same time. Odin is literally worship an upside down. Like, I know people who have upside down crosses in their house. Dude, I'm a Christian. Don't bring Odinism into this. Bjorn is, you know, Odinist, and me and him are friends. But no, actually, no, you can't. Are you? No, I don't even think, according to the religion itself. Do I like Edward Snowden? I think he was a traitor, but I think I do like him. I'm glad he did what he did, and I think he helped our country a lot. According to the Habamal, you should know what that is, Khalil. If you're Odinist, you should know. You should know exactly what the Habamal is. The Habamal says that only Aryans, the descendants of Freya, whites, Germans, and Norse, purebloods, can worship Odin because they are his only descendants. They are the only descendants of Freya, and therefore only their father is Odin. So you have a gap in the community with the neo-pagans saying, "You see, you don't know what the Habamal is." The neo-pagans saying, you know, oh, well, anybody can be an Odinist. Anybody can believe in Wotan. And then you have the traditional ones that say, no, our religion is very clear on who can worship it. That's not even my religion. I just know a lot about it because Again, I learn about everything that I do not like, that I do not believe in. So therefore, when asked about said things, I can answer them. I can have a debate with an Odinist on why I dislike their religion, why I disagree with it, why it is utter nonsense. Because I know about it. I can quote the Havamal. Not the whole thing, obviously, but verses. It's like the Bible. Shit, I even studied a bit of Hindu and Buddhism. I know the Quran better than most Muslims. You cannot relate to Freya. Freya, by relate, I mean children of. They believe that Odinists believe that they are the descendants of Freya. Like they are her great 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 grandkids. Just like Thor. It's very diluted. You have Prussian blood, yes? That is like Eastern German. What's your percentage? I'm just curious. I can tell you my percentage. I am 1/64th Cherokee and 64/65th Germanic. Northern Germanic. From Northern Austria and Northwest Germany. You don't know. Half. Do you know what your mother's genes are? Do you know if she is pure-blooded, where her ancestors literally came from, and how far back it was? You should ask if you don't know. I think. Wait, no. Do I have my hopscotch pilgrim back here too? I'm trying to get rid of all my double guns. Sorry. Get back into the game in just a second. Everybody's been using the Jade Rabbit again. I guess it got upped. Can't stand that gun. Eastern Slavic. Anglo. So neither Slavic, the Slavic religion, the Anglo religions, and the Finnish, Finland I guess would be considered Nordic. They did worship Odin. Okay, so 2 out of 4 of those didn't even worship Odin and are not Nordic or Germanic. The Slavs and the Anglos neither are Germanic or Nordic, so therefore would not, if Freya even existed, which she didn't, she wouldn't be related to, unless you have, like I said, you're the people who worship it believe that you have to be pure-blooded, and if you're not, that Odin sees you as a mistake. That's why you have one of the king who conquered the Anglos. That may turn them into the Anglo-Saxons. I know. I said that. The king that conquered, I forget his name. Harold? Was it Harold? I don't know. He said, "Do not mix your blood with theirs. They'll breed weak children," and Odin does not look kindly on mixed race children. He has no pity for them. Blah 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 blah. So, I mean, a lot of Odinists think you have to be pure-blooded to be an Odinist. I'm not an Odinist, so I really don't care, but I'm just saying, like, you gonna claim that. Just saying. Pulse rifles. I don't care about pulse rifles. Hand cannons. What is this? Void Fang. Axion bolt gains an additional seeker. Odin is a lie, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm a Christian. Odin doesn't exist. Damn, fam. Look at you with the numbers. 37, 25, 32. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm 1/64th non-white. Everything else is like white. You can worship, but I'm not going to tell you what to worship, fam. I'm a Christian. It's not my place to tell you what you can and can't worship. But I'm just telling you that a lot of Odinists would be against you worshiping Odin because you're not full white. That's their opinion, not mine. Do you know what Jesus said about the Jews? It's pretty funny. I'll actually quote you here for you. It's in the book of Revelation. So this is not talking about during his time and the people who called themselves Jews at the time. He's talking about nowadays, right? Revelation 2:9. And Jesus said unto them, I know thy works, and tribulations, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews, and are not, but they are the synagogue of Satan. I am. The fuck? I'm basically a purebred. I'm one of the only people in the movement that can call themselves Aryan. Aryans, like, all of my blood except for like 0.004% is like German. So I'm whiter than you, fam. But I don't think it's a contest. I don't think it's relevant. There's nobody in the world basically anymore that is pure anything. Even people who are pure Germanic are a mix of Prussian, you know, then the Southern Germanic, and then when the Italians moved in and they had kids, and then you had the Nords moving in, then you had the Slavs moving in, da 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 da. You are not an Aryan. Nice fucking try. With any Ashkenazi in you, you are not Aryan whatsoever. But, like I said before, I think the whole... sure, you're both honorary Aryans. You both get to be honorary Aryans. You don't have the Aryan card, but I'll give you... I'll let you be honorary Aryans. You're very welcome. Glad I could be of assistance. Move that to the vault, my nigga. Distant star, move that to the vault, my nigga. The unbent tree, move that to the vault, my nigga. No, I'm just kidding. I'll stop saying that's annoying. My Twinella, move that to the vault. What? Race is a feeling? Tell me you're joking. That was a joke, right? That was you, like, making fun of, Rachel Dolezal? I hope that was a joke anyway. Race is very genetic. It has to do with your blood, your ancestry, where you come from. Anyways, I'm getting back into this. There's people on the stream that are here literally to watch me kick ass. So we're gonna kick ass and take names. Let's pop 3 of coins too. Mussolini was an idiot in my opinion. Well, yeah, it's the biggest part of your blood. You should go Slavic. Nah, but I'm not a fascist. And Mussolini, do I like Richard Spencer? Richard Spencer, the alt-right dude. He's alright, I guess. I think he's, out of all of the leaders of the movement that he's a part of, I think he's the stupidest. But, he's alright, I guess. And I know, Mussolini, in my opinion, was an idiot. And Mussolini even changed his mind. At the end of towards the end of the war, he said he was wrong and that he agreed with Hitler on race. Richard Spencer's not my hero. Richard Spencer's just another guy. This map is where the Battle of the Five Fronts took place. This is where Osiris and Saint 14 made their last stand. Well, not last stand because they both lived, but this is where they pushed the fallen back. Osiris is one of my fucking heroes because he was the first warlock who fought. Before that, we were just considered thinkers. We weren't allowed to fight. We weren't allowed to do anything other than just think. And what good is a thinker if he can't fight?
Heavy ammo available. "30 seconds and counting."
Matthew Heimbach. Don't you know him? You posted a video saying that he made you like a leader of the Trad Workers Party out
You've
here?
got 10 seconds.
Is that, were you serious? Or was that a... If so, I mean congrats, but I just didn't think you'd do that.
Get 'em next
Why did they
time.
put me in right at the end of the game? That's stupid. Khalil, I asked a question. Why, you posted a video saying that Matt Heimbach made you, like a regional leader or something like that of the Trad Workers Party out here? Was that serious? Hello? So he did. You've met him? Have you met him? Interesting. Have you met him? I'd love to have a conversation with him. Where'd you guys meet? Where'd you guys meet? Heimbach and you, where did you guys meet? Facebook. So you haven't actually, I mean in person. So not in person though. That's what I was asking. Wait a minute. I should probably go here because I'm pretty sure I have something waiting for me. Interesting. But he made you the leader of the Trad Workers Party? I don't know, a lot of people, I don't know, I have mixed opinions about him. I think it's good to see somebody close to my age out there, you know, talking and showing a new era of white nationalism, but some of the things he said is I disagree with. I'm not a National Socialist, so I disagree with politics. I don't know.
What do you seek?
Some things I agree with, some things I don't. Okay, maybe not. You know, she was supposed to be dead.
Well met. Why?
Aphrodite. After this freaking, after something happened, she died. She like literally disappeared, and then she magically came back one day and was like, "Yeah, we're back." Yeah, Aphrodite. She was supposedly dead. Oh, I thought it was loading. It's not. What happened? Oh, Traditional Workers' Party is a National Socialist Party, dude. They're like, it's a Nazi party. It's not a... I get away with a lot in that group that I'm a part of. Because of my design, the stuff I've designed for the group, and how I continue to design for the group. So I don't have to post as often or do anything like other people. I know, I'm talking about here. Here, I know what the Workers' Party there. Workers' Party worldwide is like is like socialists, like Marxist socialists. But in the United States, the Traditional Workers' Party, the Traditionalist Workers' Party, TWP, is an organization run by Matt Heimbach, and it is a National Socialist Nazi far-right party.
Ironbanner Mayhem Clash. Alpha Team. Show the Iron Lords what you're made of. You're in the lead.
Yeah, I know. It's Marxist, democratic socialists, Marxists. Disgusting. Don't worry, I know. Sorry, I'm searching for a picture.
Falling behind. Double down. Gains the lead. Lost the lead. You're in the lead. Heavy ammo on the way. You're falling behind. Heavy ammo available.
Yeah, I know it does, man.
Five minutes remaining.
Damn.
Lost the lead.
What do we do now? Can you please turn that off, please? It doesn't.
Father's home.
I know, and I clean.
You're in the lead.
No. I said,
I, what else do I have to do? Yes, really, obviously, I wouldn't be asking.
You're falling behind.
No?
Gee, let's see. Your drawers are a mess, your desk is a mess, you still have food
Gains the
in
lead.
here, which you know, we've talked about
Lost
having
the
food
lead.
in here.
So
So
clean.
this is just, I'm not going through every single drawer right now, Johnny.
Heavy ammo
So,
inbound.
so clean my drawers.
It's gone, no. And your dresser, and the floor, your floor is still filthy, your trash is overflowing.
The trash, it's not trash, I already told you.
Really?
We went over that last time.
Look at it.
Every time you come in here, you say it's trash, and I tell you that is where I hold my recyclables and I hold my stuff.
Okay, well, no, that doesn't work because there's trash in there.
Like what?
Double kill. You're in the lead.
Arguing with my mom. It's all good. I'm gonna have to get off in a minute, for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. But for like 5 minutes, I'm gonna be like doing something else.
You're falling behind.
But after this match, obviously.
Heavy ammo on the way. gained the lead. Lost the lead. Heavy ammo available. Only 1 minute left. You're in the lead. Too close to call. Keep the pressure on. Heavy ammo inbound. You're falling behind. Heavy ammo available. Just 10 seconds to go. Let your losses drive you. Get back in there.
Oh yeah, it was my mom. I'm gonna get off right now. Stop the stream and then get back on in a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry guys.